ISRO's glorious journey, which began on August 15, 1969, with an objective to develop space technology and its application to cater to various national needs, has reached several milestones till date. Let us take you through a timeline of such achievements that created history. ISRO has so far completed 87 spacecraft and 60 launch missions. The organization has launched 180 satellites from 23 countries. It also successfully conducted the ambitious lunar mission Chandrayaan-1 and 2, the first Indian-built object to reach the surface of the moon, and impressive interplanetary Mars orbiter mission Mangalyaan, which made India the first country to reach Mars in its first attempt and most economically. Let's first talk about the Mars orbiter mission. Marking India's first venture into the interplanetary space, Mars orbiter mission explores and observes Mars surface features and morphology. The mission has completed more than 1,000 days in the orbit and recently, on July 3, 2020, sent images of Phobos to the closest and biggest moon of Mars clicked by its camera. Apart from design and development of launch vehicles to provide access to space, ISRO has made tremendous progress in using space-based applications for socio-economic development as a part of its mission. Space-based applications are being used in disaster management, navigation, weather prediction, governance and education in India. Let's go through some significant feats of ISRO. Launch of 3 navigation satellites for the NAVIC system. ISRO launched the final satellites required to complete the IR-NSS constellation in April 2016. IR-NSS is an independent regional navigation satellite system designed to provide position information in the Indian region and is a totally Indian navigation system. When we talk about the disaster management support by ISRO, ISRO's technologies and applications have always proved useful during natural calamities. In 2016, ISRO's support on this front was significant during the Uttarakhand forest fires and floods in the northeastern states of Manipur and Assam. The space-based tools are being used by Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, National Mission for Clean Ganga, Digital India and Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. ISRO has constantly demonstrated that the pace of socio-economic development can significantly increase by converging Earth observation, communication and navigation satellites, and ground observations. Let's move ahead in the timeline. Reusable Launch Vehicle TD was successfully flight tested on May 23, 2016. RLV-TD has been configured to act as a flying test bed to evaluate various technologies. India inched a step closer to developing its fully functioning reusable launch vehicle, a solution to achieve low-cost, reliable, a classic case of Atmanirbhar in space. On June 22, 2016, ISRO put into orbit India's Cartosat Earth observation satellite along with 19 other satellites using Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle in a single mission. Cartosat series of the satellites will be used for various strategic and civilian applications. The satellite, which has been called as India's eyes in the sky by experts due to its high surveillance and monitoring capabilities, will assist the other military satellites in the Cartosat series. On September 8, 2016, India's geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle launched the weather satellite INSAT 3DR. INSAT 3DR is an advanced weather satellite weighing 2,211 kilograms. It provides meteorological services to India using a 6-channel imager and a 19-channel sounder, as well as search and rescue information. On August 28, 2016, ISRO successfully conducted its first experimental mission of the Scramjet engine at Sriharikota. The flight testing of the Scramjet engine made India the 4th country to demonstrate such capabilities. The technology is expected to radically change the future space transportation systems by ISRO. A fully functional Scramjet engine is expected to reduce the launch costs by half and minimize the chance of engine failure. In 2016, ISRO made its presence and impact felt globally through MOUs with NASA, US Geological Survey, Russia, Japan, Afghanistan, UAE Space Agency and Vietnam. Taking its commitment to use space technology for socio-economic development one step ahead, ISRO launched the South Asian satellite in March 2017. The satellite will be providing services such as telemedicine, tele-education, disaster management support, television, and direct-to-home to countries in South Asia as a part of the Prime Minister's Neighborhood First policy. Isro carried out a major technology demonstration on July 5, 2018, the first in a series of tests to qualify a crew escape system, which is a critical technology relevant for human spaceflight. The crew escape system is an emergency escape measure designed to quickly pull the crew module along with the astronauts to a safe distance from the launch vehicle in the event of a launch abort. The first test demonstrated the safe recovery of a crew module in case of any exigency at the launch pad. A big and historic year for India with the launch of Chandrayaan-2 and mission Shakti. This was the biggest milestone. India's GSLV Mk3M1 successfully launched Chandrayaan-2 spacecraft on July 22, 2019 into its planned orbit from Sriharikota. Chandrayaan-2 mission was a big technological leap compared to the previous missions of ISRO. It comprised an orbiter, lander and rover to explore the unexplored south pole of the moon. After the injection of Chandrayaan-2, a series of maneuvers were carried out to raise its orbit, and on August 14, 2019, August 20, 2019, Chandrayaan-2 was successfully inserted into the lunar orbit. While orbiting the moon in a 100-kilometer lunar polar orbit, on September 2, 2019, Vikram lander was separated from the orbiter in preparation for landing. Vikram lander descent was as planned and normal performance. Subsequently, communication from lander to the ground stations was lost. Now, a subsequent Chandrayaan-3 is also on the anvil and ISRO scientists are working on it. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the DRDO-developed anti-satellite system ASAT successfully destroyed a live satellite in the low Earth orbit. With this test, dubbed as Mission Shakti, India is only the fourth country after US, Russia and China to have the technology, missile-based systems to attack moving satellites. This was India's biggest space defense project with DRDO's technology. Moving ahead to the next big milestones, Gaganyaan, the manned mission in space. But before that, humanoid Vyomitra will be sent to set the stage for the 3 astronauts to land in space. Next is the Aditya mission. This will be India's first mission to study the sun. Aditya has been designed and will be built in collaboration between the Indian Space Research Organization and various Indian research institutes. It is planned to be launched by the end of 2020. So those were some feats along ISRO's timeline in the past few years. Undoubtedly promising, path-breaking, astonishing explorations and achievement in space. That's all from me.